CPUs, they've been around for a long time. It's an architecture that I think Intel invented and licenses. And this just shows how they've done over the last 6 years or so as far as sales. That's the blue line down there. It's ramping. It's ramping slowly, but it's ramping. You know, this has to do with lower cost, better technology, better per watt. It's great for the consumer. You guys can buy, you know, a cheaper laptop more often that does a good enough job. But if you look at the ARM devices, and you guys all know what ARM is, right? They license an architecture for us and Samsung and Apple, folks like that, to design chips, dual-core, quad-core mobile chips. So the adoption of those devices in the world, in billions, look where that's going. Okay, now this is important because at CES in January, Microsoft announced that Windows 8 will run not only on x86, but also on ARM devices. So imagine having a really long battery life tablet, nettop, whatever, desktop,
only took them 20 years.
That's running on ARM and running Windows. Could be next year. Okay, so I got a couple slides back to back here. It's a lot of charts, guys. I apologize. We have some prizes coming. Don't worry. So this is the PC industry as we knew it, right? We used to define it, like I was saying earlier, by netbooks, notebooks, desktops. You know, it was kind of limiting. But you are seeing a lot more sales and availability in the world. That has to do with, like I said, lower costs, and that passes savings on to you. Now, when you start to define phones and tablets also as personal computing devices, look where that's going. Okay, so all these trends we're seeing here, everybody likes to see charts that go up to the right. But these are all real trends, guys. Operating system adoption, just CPU microarchitecture adoptions, they're going through the roof. And that's where it's going.
In other words, PC gaming's not dead.
Okay, so I talked a lot about openness, the adoption of Android, you know, 500,000 activations a day. What this means for OEMs like Toshiba, Acer, Asus, Samsung, getting a couple of these away today. These guys, because it's open and so pervasive, they're able to innovate and make designs that others can't. They're not shackled to one certain kind of design, which other industries may force OEMs to do. So that, the fact that there's really rich applications out there, rich content, excuse me, the bandwidth available out there, 3G and 4G, it just paves the way for OEMs to differentiate and offer you, the consumer, a lot cooler things to choose from. So recently, Honeycomb 3.0 was announced, right? And then they just did Honeycomb 3.1. So this is very similar to the PC industry, you know, driver updates. You have a game that came out for a few months and it's kind of lagging on your GeForce graphics card. Well, Nvidia launches a new driver and holy cow, it's 40% faster all of a sudden. That's great. That's the kind of stuff you count on as a PC user, right? So you're starting to see that because we're in here, we're doing this now, we're bringing that cadence to the process. And so is Google too. They're realizing they need to do that. So you're seeing just, you know, the same hardware with our hardware in there. You're getting a 30% graphics bump in performance right there with Honeycomb 3.1. You're also getting full 100% GPU's flash acceleration on the net. And then last but not least, if you guys play games, you get full support for Bluetooth and USB devices for your tablet or your phone. Yes.
All right.
So you hook up your gamepad and you game on your tablet.
It'd be cool, but I want to see.
And also with 3.1, you're seeing the introduction of new applications. So Google Music, any of you guys download that yet? Tried it out? Yeah, I just put it on about a week and a half ago on my phone, and it's pretty killer. It keeps repeating songs for some reason. I don't know why, but it's in beta. So there's that. We have a trivia question next. You guys want to be surprises? So, I don't know if you guys can pronounce this, I still can't pronounce it, but who can tell me who this is and why they're important? Oh wow, I gotcha.
That's who you just acquired?
Yes. And the glasses, the one guy raised his hand. Are you reading your answer off of a card? How did you know to write it down? All right. So, come on up here. It's not quite the 100% answer, but it's damn close enough. So, Icera is a company based in the UK as well. What's your name? Eric. Thanks for coming up. What does your shirt say in the back? So Icera, one of the challenges that Nvidia's made or had is that we make, great CPUs and GPU stuff. We've been doing GPUs forever. But when you're selling into an OEM to make a phone, for example, they have to have some kind of means to communicate with the network. And we had to rely on a third party to do that. So you have someone like Qualcomm, they do CPU, GPU, and the CPU. They also do the broadband stuff. They can sell it as a package. They can guarantee that it all works. We were missing that link. So by buying Icera, one of the leaders in the world doing that, we now offer that to OEMs and carriers. So, based in the UK, yep. So now they are a fully owned subsidiary of Nvidia as of about a month ago. So, because you got that right, I'm going to give you the choice of the Samsung Galaxy Tab right here, which is the thinnest, lightest tablet in the world, thinner than an iPad 2, powered by Tegra 2, or, and I just bought this a couple weeks ago, this is the Asus Transformer.
Yes.
I heard Jessica really wants one, but I've only got one left, sorry. So this is not the thinnest and lightest one in the world, but it's really nice. It's got 2 USB ports in the docking station right here. If I can show you. Half the double jump. So it comes with this keyboard right here. I'll show you guys one in a moment. With integrated battery. So that with the tablet, when you're snapped together like a little netbook, you get 16 hours combined battery life. You have HDMI out. You have SD, mini SD, 2 USBs.
Transformer?
It's your choice. So you get one of these two. This is a package deal. Or you get the shiny, super thin and light Galaxy Tab 10.1. What's that? The heavier one. All right. Yeah, this thing's killer. I love it. Yeah, so you bet. Congratulations. Good research.
Eric just keeps buying stuff because he wants it. And he's like, here, it's for you.
Okay. So last time I was here, I talked about Tegra Zone. You guys heard about it? Anybody heard of Tegra Zone? Yeah. Who's not heard about Tegra Zone? Guys. So what it is, it's a free app. It's available on the market. It's available at TegraZone.com. But what it does is, just like in the graphics with PCs, where we have the way it's meant to be played program, where we work with developers to put in special hooks and features in games that run really good on GeForce, we do the same with developers for these applications for Android. So like Fruit Ninja, for example, or Backbreaker. What's that? Need for Speed. I'm not sure if we're THD on that yet. Are we? I'm behind. Thank you. Need for Speed. So basically, we make edges more smooth, less jaggy. Anti-aliasing at its best. HDR effects. We can render more enemies in the screen, better AI, all that. We bring that to the tablet and phone experience. So what TegraZone is, it's a one-stop shop to find all these applications that are optimized for Tegra, and you can buy them straight through that to the Android marketplace. It passes right through. So that's pre-installed by a lot of OEMs. It's also available online. So right now, when I first talked about it in February, we had about 5 titles there. There's about 15 now, and by the end of the year, you're going to see over 50 of them on there. So that program is growing very quickly. I'm going to skip this slide. Okay, so the Asus Transformer. Actually, do me a favor and just grab my bags right behind that. Tom rushed me. So this is the Galaxy Tab right here. And if you guys want to come see me after Tom's talk, I'm happy to show it to you. It's got several games installed on there, so you can play that. And then the Transformer. This bad boy right here. Okay. So I did those out of order. Okay, so real quick, I have a video I want to show you because our product manager, Matt Webling, does a much better job of explaining this than I will. Have you guys heard of Kal-El? Someone started it out earlier in the back. Okay. So Kal-El, this is coming out this fall, guys. This is not smoke and mirrors. It's not a vapor launch. You'll see tablets coming out before the holiday shopping season with a quad-core mobile CPU. Again, the world's first. We led to the first dual-core. We're leading with the first quad-core. And it's also going to support 3D stereo with a 12-core GPU. Oh, and if you thought Tegra 2 is fast, it's about 5 times faster than Tegra 2. So that said, I'm going to jump into a video here.
show you a demo we're working on for Kal-El, our new quad-core mobile superchip. We call this demo Global for reasons that will be obvious shortly. And as you just saw, this demo is running on Honeycomb. So mobile device game artwork generally looks okay, but uses static lighting, pre-baked offline, and you see the static light in the game. In this demo, we are using true dynamic lighting. This is pretty cool. With the performance of Kal-El, this is the first time this is really feasible on a mobile device. Now let's talk a little bit about what's cool about dynamic lighting. First, you can adjust the light source. There is a texture on the light source, and you can project the light through the texture onto the objects around it.
It's freaking creepy.
In this demo, you can also actually change the light source. So you can go to a number of different balls so you can actually see the light source changing and everything in the scene reacting to that. You can also dim and intensify the light source, so you can see more of the projected light or less of it. That, in a nutshell, is dynamic lighting. It brings more life and a sense of interactivity to a scene when your movements impact the lighting of the environment. The other thing that's going on is we're using the accelerometer of the tablet to move the ball. So as the ball shifts from side to side and up to down, that's all controlled by tipping the tablet. You can also notice the drapes and the other objects in the scene. The drapes in particular are being affected by the gravity in the scene. So as you shift the tablet from left to right, the drapes respond to the changing gravity. All of this is being simulated real time. There's no canned animations. You can also see the CPU meter down in the bottom left-hand corner. This is pounding the 4 cores of Kal-El. Drapes are fully simulated, so as the ball rolls through the drape, it responds the way you would expect it to, fully simulating the collision between the mesh of the drape and the ball. You can also see the barrels in the scene. The barrels are also simulated, so as they fall, those are also being simulated across the 4 cores. So let's try it on 2 cores. What we can do in this demo is disable 2 of the cores. Now the simulations are happening on 2 cores, and you can see it becomes unplayable. Very low frame rates. That's your experience on a dual core. Now let's go back to 4 cores. Smooth as butter. The exciting thing is that this is pre-production silicon. The production chip will be 25 to 30% faster than this. Now let's have a little fun. This is a carnival theme. There are jacks in the boxes. As they bounce the ball into the boxes, they respond and mess with you. All the collisions are being simulated again using physics, all in real time. Now the point of this game is to hit the right combo of boxes to trigger the button in the middle. And if the box sends you over the ledge, you can restart, as you just saw. So once you hit all the boxes in the right order, it'll put you back on the middle of the button. And then the clown will mess with you. Now it's a little bit challenging, obviously, to do that at first, because it is a game after all. So you can actually go around, you've got barrels to interact with, you have boxes, you have drapes, the lighting in the scene. It sort of messes with you as you actually do this demo. It's pretty fun and addictive. Now there's also a couple cheats, of course, you have to put that in. So there's a cheat that you can actually do that puts you back up on the bubble in the middle. Or it doesn't put you there, but it allows you to get past all the different moves. Alright, so now you're in the middle, now the clown does this cool animation, grabs the ball, and sends you off into the next scene. So for this demo, we implemented 1 scene. We're working on more scenes, so those are going to be coming. This app will be available in the Android market, so you can download it and play with it on your Kal-El tablet. So that's Global, and that's dynamic lighting. It leverages all 4 CPU cores and the new GPU built into Kal-El to bring next-generation gaming to mobile devices.
Got a breeze.
Clowns scare me. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah! Just
It's
that
ordered
clown.
by Mom.
Okay, guys, we have a chance for a prize here. So, real quick, before we jump into the prize portion of this, we talked a lot about Kal-El, and you can see that's coming out later on in 2011 with over 5x the performance of Tegra 2.
Wayne, Logan.
You also see the upcoming code names for more Tegra chips coming the next few years. What I want you guys to see is that gray line in the bottom. You guys remember when Conroe came out, the Core 2 Duo? Pretty kick-ass CPU. I got one when it came out. I loved it. For like 4 years, it was great. That's the performance of a Core 2 Duo relative to the Tegra chips out there right now. Just to give you some perspective. So, here's the trivia. And this is for the Galaxy Tab 10.1 right here, okay? So you see some names up there. I need one person to tell me the relevance of each of those 4 names, the other name they correspond to.
Right here!
Thank you. Let's go with the guy in the back of the hat there. The shorter guy, can barely see.
Superman.
I need the names.
Batman.
Hold on, it's still his turn.
Wolverine. Oh yeah, Wolverine.
Who's Bruce Wayne? Who's Bruce Wayne? You said Batman? Okay, so Logan was right. That's correct. Come on up.
God damn it, I knew that.
They're saying you're wrong, but I'm giving you a prize, because that would be just heartbreaking to take it away from you. Where was he wrong? It is Superman, it's Kal-El. And that's what I had the answer. Wow, you are wrong. But you know what? You got 3 out of 4 right. You got 1 out of 2 right in the first one. What's your name? Shane? Bill, come on up here. Do you have a tablet? Do you have like an iPad too or something? I'm glad you waited. All right. Thinnest, lightest tablet in the world. Congratulations. And thank you guys. You're right. I researched this too. I just totally forgot from the office.
Get him!
Okay, guys. So that was my last slide. Just want to leave you this one right here. I mean, this could be what PDXLAN 20 could look like on your desktop. Okay, you have Windows 8 coming out for ARMs, a lot of great devices coming out, quad core, maybe more cores in the next couple of years on mobile devices. So that's what I've got for Tegra. If you guys have any questions, ask them now, or if you want to wait for after Tom. You want a card. Business cards I have over here, so I'll get that to you later. Yes? Damn good question. So he's asking, that's all great if you want a tablet or a phone for mobile devices, but when is this awesome, low power, cheaper technology going to go into a desktop? Well, next year, I guess. I mean, when Windows 8 comes out, there's nothing stopping anybody from putting a Tegra chip in a desktop. There isn't. So something we announced also at CES was called Project Denver. And that's exactly what that was. It's taking the ARM instruction set and customizing it for applications for either consumer desktops or for like supercomputing, for instance. Right? So replacing rack mount servers with much lower power drawing, cooler running ones that are a hell of a lot cheaper. So, good question. Yes, Lou.
With the new Tegra chips, what kind of battery life are you going to get on the tablets?
Use the blue shirt.
I was going to ask the same question.
What was that?
What kind of battery life do you get on the tablets now?
The tablets now, I think you get about 8 hours on a single tablet. The Asus Transformer I showed you with a second battery in the dock has about 16 hours.
Now, is that simulated or is it actual? Because I
You
have...
just made it up with a dartboard in the office.
Well, I have the new Thunderbolt, and battery life sucks on the Thunderbolts, and they said it's supposed to last a couple hours, but it doesn't.
We're not in the Thunderbolt.
But it's new, and I'm just wondering what...
But it's new.
new.
It's not our chip. And the thing is, too, it has to do with software, too. So a carrier OEM can put a lot of bloatware on there that could be running in the background and draining it. My Droid X, I have a lot of pre-installed stuff I cannot uninstall. It won't let me. And it's always on. I have the Advanced Task Killer.
Get rid of Advanced
I just
Task
want
Killer.
to boot it out the door.
Anyone here can help you with that.
But yeah, I mean,
it will.
Our chips are
I'll trade
designed
ya.
to run a certain way and have great battery life, but it depends a lot on the software, too. It's just a two-way street.
I guess what I really want to know is what can we expect for battery life out of the 3, with 4 cores and a lot more stuff being able to run off of it. What kind of battery life?
What
That's
he
a good
said.
question. Yeah, so the question was, we have 2 cores now, that's great. You got 4 cores coming out later this year with 5x the performance. What's the battery life story going to be like? Is it going to change dramatically? The difference in the way x86 runs and ARM runs is with more cores, you actually can do more, streamlined multitasking. So instead of having 1 core throttle up to do the job of 2 cores, 2 cores can actually throttle down and share the load and do the same task using lesser overall power than a single core. So theoretically, the more cores you have available, the more efficient you can be with your power envelope. So I don't have any numbers, but I'm guessing it's just going to get better and better the more cores you have available.
Right on.
Any more questions before I turn it over to Tom? Are you ready? We'll take. Oh yeah.
He's sitting in the back. Thud video cards. Thud more video cards.
All right, guys, I'm going to turn it over to Tom, who's going to give away a lot more prizes.
Excellent, as always. I think we should start off with a graphics card.